watching SEC football presented by Sonic. If Athens, Georgia was a postcard, the setting would be today. The hint of fall in the air as number 5 Georgia meets Mississippi State. Dogs versus dogs on SEC Network. This, the last state win here, 1956. It's been a minute. Devon Booth is back waiting for Peyton Woodring to kick off for UGA, who won the toss. They deferred, so Mississippi State will receive it. And we'll see Jeff Levy's offense start from the 25-yard line with this true freshman, Michael Van Buren. Third down between the hedges. That's in front of Kevin Coleman. It's a 3 and out for Van Buren and State. And here comes Carson Beck and the Dogs, the 5th-year senior from Jacksonville. School record 72% completion rate last year. Didn't have as strong of a start this year, Stinch, but last week was more like it, 23 of 29.
You see more of that consistency. We talked about it at the top. They need to make sure that they get their quarterback in Carson Beck comfortable with the pass protection. A couple of times last week, a 3-man rush able to sack the quarterback for Georgia.
And throwing on the first play, gets it out, and it's dropped by Arian Smith. It was thrown low. Not the easiest of balls for Arian to handle. And as Alyssa said in the open there, Matt, Colby Young is not playing. He's indefinitely suspended. More on that coming up. You have 2 offensive linemen that aren't dressed today. Injuries and availability have been part of the story, especially on offense for Kirby Smart. On 2nd and 10, that ball's batted in the air, and it's picked off. Off the carom, Bryce Pollock, the sophomore that grew up an hour from here, just made an interception in his home state.
And it was a stop by Brandon Jenkins, number 44, who was able to get that deflection. Watch 44 elevate. Susie Seesbeck load up. Looks like it came off his helmet. And a fantastic takeaway to start the game for the Mississippi State Bulldogs. You see Beck, whenever you see a deflection, especially when it's towards the middle of the field, those defenders got a great opportunity to make a play on the ball and did.
Kid from Shiloh High School. Again, it's Daniels and it's Ingram Dawkins in the backfield. If there's been a star for UGA on defense up front, it's been big number 93.
He does such a good job. He works right across the face of left guard Jacoby Jackson. He wins right now. Able to get upfield quickly. Georgia's been able to penetrate early on in this game.
On 3rd and 13, Van Buren stands in there but throws behind Craver. Was hit as he threw the ball. It'll be 4th down, so the Mississippi State offense goes the wrong way.
See Van Buren as the pocket collapsing. More than anything else, obviously the throw was off target. You don't want to lose even more yards after that negative yardage play. Come away with points off of the early takeaway.
Kyle is 16 to 22 last year, 4 of 5 this year. This is from 47. It'd be the longest field goal he's made this year. Mississippi State scores first. Off of an interception from a Georgia kid. It's 3-0 Mississippi State on the road in Athens. That's a bad throw.
Catch it.
Kirby Smart, 48-year-old head coach of the Dogs, first team All-SEC defensive back in the Stinchcomb era. That's the John Stinchcomb era. I'm kidding. It's the Matt and John Stinchcomb era. Of course, won 2 national championships. That ball goes out of bounds. And it'll give his offense some good field position. Matt.
Free kick, out of bounds, kicking team. Ball he placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
Thank you, Mr. Olson. Georgia didn't have a turnover in any game coming into this one except the Alabama game. They had 4, and that one they had 1 on the first drive just a minute ago.
Yeah, had that kind of doink deflection right there at the line of scrimmage. Low throw from Carson Beck on the opener, dropped by Arian Smith. Choppy start for the Georgia offense.
Pop pass ahead goes to Anthony Evans. The kick returner is seeing more action on offense these days due to others not being available.
You get a guy like Anthony Evans, as you mentioned, get him in space. These punt returners, he's a very decisive return man. So an easy way to get him a touch, counts as a pass, effectively a handoff, get the ball out there on the perimeter. There's something to watch for in this game is the off coverage by Mississippi State. They're willing to concede a lot of cushion off the line of scrimmage.
Every play a pass so far, and this one goes to Lucky, and it comes out. Let's see if that's a catch and a fumble. It was Pullock that was there again. He had the interception, and let's see if that's called a fumble on the field. Yeah, that's a catch and then a strip.
Great job by Pullock. He just punches this ball out. So you see him control the receiver with your left arm and punch it out with your right. Ball to nearly 2 takeaways.
Coach Smart not happy about it. Pullock with a dream start back near his hometown. It's just a 3-yard pickup. This one goes forward to Arian Smith, and Smith is right near the first down to the Mississippi State 45.
You can see a similar philosophy for Mississippi State. They will change it up. But versus Texas, they are effectively conceding the first 10 yards of any route, and it's like a catch and capture. You catch the football if you can, rally to the tackle, and get them on the ground.
Trevor Etienne's been standing next to Beck on every play, hasn't gotten the ball until now. And Trevor squirts through there. That's what Coach Smart liked so much last week against Auburn. Mentioned it in his post-game press conference. He said he got the hard yards last week in that victory.
Yeah, the after contact. It hasn't been clean. In fact, coming into this game, Georgia towards the bottom, 15th in the conference in yards before contact. The yards in the ground game have been hard-earned so far this season.
7 for the transfer from Florida. Spins again and goes forward right near the chains down to the 36. Stone Blanton, the former Gamecock, on the tackle.
See a little extracurricular holding up Dylan Bell downfield as Georgia tried to get up quickly. So we went from Dylan Bell being held up downfield, and Georgia's trying to run a quick play, and it looks like a cramp might have grabbed somebody.
Mississippi State, they're first of the half.
I thought it was the other program in the Magnolia State that was getting all the scrutiny for this.
Yeah, there must be something in the water. Maybe not enough electrolytes down there.
Hunter Washington, hope he's all right. On that 3rd and 1, there's a first down run, but boy, did Etienne take a lick there from Stone Blanton. And on 2nd and 2, now they toss it to Branson. Can't get much. Isaac Smith and Chris Keys were there. Smith leads the SEC in tackles, and he missed one of the games.
Just got Isaac Smith back. He's been banged up. They're happy to get him back. And, of course, Robinson, a guy that Georgia's been working to get going in the ground game, just could not turn the corner.
Coach Bobo called 5 straight passes to start the game, 5 straight runs. Now it's 3rd and 2. Here's a pass for Beck. Nothing open. Running around, throws to the end zone, and Dylan Bell can't make the grab. Good coverage down there in the end zone. It's Bryce Pullock again. I think he's fired up for this one. Peyton Woodring's been terrific, the sophomore from Lafayette, Louisiana. This from 45 yards. And he remains perfect on the season. 3-3 here in the first quarter on a beautiful day in Athens. Alyssa's listening to Sanford Stadium on a 3rd and 3. Van Buren throws another slant, and it's wide. He's looking for Coleman again.
The big challenge, we talked about it. This is not a full-strength offensive front for Mississippi State. They're obviously very cognizant of that. Ball's coming out very, very quickly. They don't want to allow that pass rush to get home.
3-3, midway through the first quarter. Georgia has the football. Carson Beck is 17-2 as a starter, 13-1 last year. One of the most accurate quarterbacks in SEC history. In fact, he's 3rd all time. 69.8% completion rate. First team preseason All-American. And Beck wants to throw here on the first play of this drive. Down the field, has a receiver, incomplete. Hit off the numbers of Ben Urasic. And Urasic looked like at the end their finger got in there, Stench.
Corey Ellington able to get his hands up, almost picks that football. Put a little bit more air on it, either that or get it out there quicker. Instead, a little flat, and Ellington missed a chance for a takeaway.
Urasic was streaking down there, but Beck couldn't hit him. So now on 2nd down to the ground they go, and it's Etienne. Not much, gets a few there to be 3rd down, but a flag's going to come in.
Will be a face mask, it looks like, on that attempted tackle on Etienne. He was definitely had the attention of the Mississippi State defensive coaching staff.
Personal foul, face mask, defense. 15 yards will be added to the end of the play. Automatic, 1st down.
As Ellington coming up, run support, nearly had the pick, then gifts a 1st down and a half's worth of yardage with the face mask penalty. And talking with Coleman Hutzler, the defensive coordinator for Mississippi State, he was like, man, this #1 for Georgia, he's special. He was a guy that for sure had his attention to get that ground game going with him.
I think that the Florida coach, Billy Napier, made it clear to us how special he was last week and how much he missed him. Very good at that in small groups, the coaches say. Look at all this time. He has the throw, and he finds a wide-open Arian Smith sitting between defenders inside the 30.
And Beck has had the time to deliver this time, just enough to extend this pocket for Arian Smith to kind of sift behind the zone coverage and sit down, show his quarterback his hands and numbers, and give him a target. Beck able to find him downfield.
Smith only had 20 catches in 4 years. Stench, he has 20 this year. Now for Georgia. Came across just so level-headed to me yesterday speaking with him. Fakes to Etienne, wants to throw down the seam to the end zone. Incomplete. Smith had a chance. Rilo Lanier was running with Smith down there.
Yeah, and Smith, these are the type catches that he just hasn't been able to corral this year. It's reminiscent of the drop that you saw versus Alabama. And if he has to extend, he's had a great deal of difficulty of coming up with these downfield throws. That throw was there, just was unable to get control of that football.
3rd and 7 now. First down throw inside the 10, 1st and goal to London Humphreys. Cash Jones with a big block in the backfield.
Cash Jones is in there because of his pass protection ability. And London Humphreys, who they just got back to Georgia's offense last week versus Auburn, and offensive coordinator and play caller Mike Bobo, he talked about he's one of the guys that they have trust in. He couldn't have shown up at a better time at receiver.
This is where Coach Bobo's play calling has been terrific. 15 touchdowns in 21 red zone trips. Robinson, touchdown, Georgia. Stinch's old quarterback threw up another good one there. And Coach Smart was not pleased with everyone leaving early against Auburn.
I'm a little disappointed, and I'm probably disappointed in our fans for the first time that I thought there was, a lack of really affecting the game, crowd noise-wise, passion and energy. And
we're a team. We're a unit. And I think it's okay to say how you feel and try to pull the family together and pull in the right direction.
There's no question that it is okay to do that because everybody has an impact on your team's performance. And the guy he worked for forever in Tuscaloosa used to say that all the time too, and Nick Saban.
It's an easy thing. It kind of creeps up on you in a fan base. The expectations can get a little too heightened.
A little razzle-dazzle, and it's Coleman who had trouble corralling the ball on the reverse, and he only gets a few. Chaz Chambliss on the tackle after 1.
That's a heck of a play by Chaz Chambliss. And he's somewhat of an underappreciated, unheralded defender for Georgia. Stout versus the run, stayed at home, defeated a block, and then able to get a fast mover in space on the ground.
Van Buren pumps now, throw, one-on-one ball over the head of his intended target, Coleman. Dan Jackson was stride for stride with the receiver.
Tough 3rd down, made even more difficult now, moving backwards with that procedure penalty. Michael Williams is on the field right here versus a true freshman.
Flags are down. Van Buren is up past the 25 where Jalen Walker tackles him.
Illegal formation. Offense, number 51 was lined up in the backfield. That penalty is declined. Result of play is 4th down.
So it's 3rd and 10 plus. You're a true freshman. You're playing because the starter got the flu, and you got Michael Williams. So here he is right here, your edge blocker in Luke Work, and he's so far off the ball. He's trying to get that head start. When it's loud, you don't hear the clap. So the defense, they typically move before you can. Big Luke was like, I'm going to get a head start just in my alignment.
Like a 2-yard head start.
Yeah.
Evans with fair catch. Same play, basically. And Etienne gets loose for a 1st down this time.
Exactly right. You get that first play, I think there's maybe some more yards left on the field. If you block it more cleanly, they went right back to it. It's the same. Mike Bobo talked about how Carson Beck is elite, getting that ball out of his hands quickly, accurate throw, It's just an extended handoff. Move that line of scrimmage and let your big bodies block the DBs. He's got his son out there throwing the first pass of every snap, and Drew Bobo at center.
Frazier's in. Good hit on Beck, and Lucky almost was able to make the catch. Brandon Jennings was back there in Beck's kitchen.
It's a couple of times now for Brandon Jennings. That time, just get lost in the protection. It's a full slide protection. That means all the offensive line is working to the left, and Jennings just got kind of lost in the wash. Did not get picked up and got a free run. The ball kind of hung up in the air on Beck as he got hit as he threw.
It could be the last play of the quarter. It's the 23rd offensive play that Georgia's run so far. It's another one of those quick little passes. It goes to Dominic Lovett. And it'll be third down for UGA when we start the second quarter. Georgia's up 10-3 on Mississippi State at home in Athens. Between the hedges. You're watching SEC football presented by Sonic on the campus of the University of Georgia in Athens, where the fifth-ranked Bulldogs host the Mississippi State Bulldogs and lead 10-3. Georgia's defense didn't give up a first down in that first quarter, and they gave up 12 total yards on 12 plays. The offense scored a touchdown last time out, with 3rd and 5 on Mississippi State's side of the field to start the second.
See Carson Beck up there talking to his offensive teammates. He's got the authority to make a change. Saw the defense, went up, audible to a different play.
Time to throw here, and another wide open receiver inside the 30. It's Lovett sitting down in a soft spot to the 29-yard line.
Lovett starts out at the top of the screen in the slot. Kind of sits down. It's just a soft spot, and he does a great job, something that Mike Bobo talked about. He does a great job of finding the open space.
And now Lovett gets it quickly and turns the corner near the 20. You were saying, watching film, you were sort of shocked at how deep Mississippi State's defenders play off of the football, at least how they did against Texas and now this week against Georgia, at least on that play 2 plays ago.
We've seen a number of easy access throws from the DBs of Mississippi State.
7-yard pickup there. Etienne dances, gets the corner, but there are flags down. He's in the end zone, and there are 3 pieces of yellow laundry on the ground.
Yeah, they're going to get Will Freeling, the guy at right tackle. They're trying to get going.
Holding, offense, number 57, 10-yard penalty. Remains first down.
This happens quite a bit when you get these bounce runs. So here's Freeling right here. He'll get engaged. You see the slant up front, gets engaged. You see the runner. When the runner bounces outside, you got to let go. You see, it's easy for the official. When they see that jersey get pulled out, they're just begging for it. 57 has played pretty good football, a guy that's coming on, and they need him to play better ball, so it gives them more flexibility inside without Tate Ratledge at guard. Allows them to move Truss, who's probably better suited to play inside, along with Big Micah Morris and Dylan Fairchild. Three-man rotation that way.
Now on a 2nd and 13, Beck swings it out to Robinson. Branson stays on his feet inside the 25, and be 3rd and more manageable. To finish your thought about the offensive line, interesting to see if Jared Wilson, the starting center, and Tate Ratledge are back for that Texas game next Saturday, as Robinson is still down.
Robinson got cut down right at the end of that run after catch, and did not bounce up very quickly. Obviously still on the ground working on it.
Missed all of last season with an injury. Sophomore from Canton, Mississippi.
We're going to take a look back at Branson Robinson's injury. Watch his right leg. Right at the end of that tackle, it looked like Leg got bent back kind of awkwardly. He tried to get up after this. You see it better from that angle probably. He did his best to get up, ended up walking off under his own power. And this has probably been one of his better games. Certainly a well-rounded one, a couple of catches.
Alyssa reports he's in the tent right now being checked out on this 3rd and 8. So he's out of the game. Cass Jones, Mr. Third Down, is in there.
Mississippi State showing pressure. No safety deep.
Another quick throw. This to Smith. Smith can't break free, so down to the 21-yard line. Bulldog defense going to force a field goal attempt. Hunter Washington on the tackle for MSU.
Georgia's lining up quickly. They're looking up. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. At least try to bluff.
Could stand corrected here. Still have 20 seconds to go on this play clock on this 4th and 2, and they're the best in college football on this play. 5 for 5 in Tuscaloosa a couple weeks ago. 8 for 9 on the season. And they're going. And they got it. 9 for 10 as Oscar Delp makes his 4th catch of the year.
How about that? We get out there quickly, make the defense undress. So see what it is that they're going to do. And then just Delp just is able to get out there, just sit down. Easy pitch and catch that time. Great location on the football. Delp able to come up with that reception. Has not had the surest of hands this season. That time able to come up with a key one.
Carson's already found 8 different receivers here in the first half. Now 1st and goal, back to the ground. ETN hit in the backfield, and Brandon Jennings called his name a couple of times. Another tackle for loss there.
Great job by Brandon Jennings. Having a great start to this game.
On 2nd and goal, another pass in the backfield, and again tripped up. Deontay Anderson on the tackle. Will be 3rd down, Alyssa.
Taylor, I just watched Branson Robinson walk into the locker room, slight limp. He looked disappointed. I'm told by Georgia's staff it's a right knee injury. He is out for the remainder of today's game.
Hate to hear that after what he went through last year. Meanwhile, Beck has a 3rd and goal at the Mississippi State 15. 2 consecutive tackles for loss for the Mississippi State defense. Did a lot of that against Texas, too. Beck looking down the field, throws over the head of Etienne as he faced pressure and went back down to the ground. Travion Williams got to him. 4th down.
Once again, Ernest Green ends up getting walked back into the lap of his quarterback. Part of the problem, though, nowhere to go with the football. At least Beck did not like what he had. Looked like he had Humphrey at the bottom of the formation. So you think you take a score off the board because of the holding penalty, convert a 4th down, only to end up kicking a field goal, or at least attempting one.
Woodring from 33 yards. Georgia should teach a class on how to kick field goals. 13-3, UGA.
Seems such talent already.
And he is going to hand it off again to Daniels, and Daniels is hit in the backfield, losing 2 yards as Damon Wilson, the 2nd on the tackle. And you think Van Buren is supposed to be a backup, right? Blake Shapen was the starting quarterback for Mississippi State, came over from Baylor, and had a season-ending injury in that Florida game, which is why Van Buren was pressing in action. And Chris Parson started at the end of last season, and he's been coming in spot duty.
Really haven't gotten to a down and distance where they could get Parsons involved as a runner at quarterback.
On 2nd and 12, Van Buren throws, beating the defense is Craver. He got him. Craver's tackled down at the 5. Daniel Harris on the tackle, but Craver beat Harris on the play.
Just hangs this ball up. Van Buren says, look, go get it, kid. And he does it. Look at Harris. He was not even in position to make a play on that ball. Mario Craver just running away from the secondary. And the Bulldogs knocking on the door. Have not been able to run the football very effectively. Condensed field, hard place to throw the football.
On second and goal, Van Buren's in trouble, throws to the end zone, got it. It's Coleman. Touchdown, Mississippi State, but there are flags on the field.
Pass interference, offense on the 5. 15-yard penalty, still second down.
That's the true freshman Braylon Burnside, who had a special teams tackle earlier.
So Burnside, you'll see, he's running inside route, and I mean, we've seen this called a couple of times. Georgia's had it called on them, incidentally. These low red zone plays, there's a lot of pick routes, we'll call it, rub routes. Offensive PI, I don't know. It's like there was just a lot of traffic. You see defensive coordinator Glenn Schumann, his unit caught a break right there, taking points off the board.
Georgia has allowed 3 red zone touchdowns all year, all against Alabama, and Mississippi State is going the wrong direction.
And that's a crowd noise. You see the defense stemming, moving their alignment.
False start. Offense, number 51. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
And that's the true freshman at left tackle. You got a true freshman in at quarterback, a true freshman forced in there at left tackle. It's loud, and you've got the defense, the entire defensive line, changing their alignment right before the snap.
And Sanford Stadium yelling at a true freshman quarterback on second and goal from the 24. Buren rolls, throws, end zone, touchdown, Kelly Akari.
Let's go, baby! Let's go! That's how we eat! How about that answer by Mississippi State? You get in the end zone, they call offensive pass interference, and all you do is just find a way to rally through it. Confusion in the coverage. Malachi Starks was the safety that was deep to that side. Dalen Everett just gets beat downfield. Malachi Starks is the safety. He's right here. Here's Dalen Everett. And what happens is Akari comes across and he looks like he's going to block, and then he releases. Watch Starks. He rolls down. Fred, I don't even know what he's thinking. Akari's able to run right past Everett. Everett's got his eyes in the backfield. Really poor eye discipline and recognition by the secondary, and that's after Daniel Harris got beaten deep and after Mississippi State completed a pass in the end zone.
Michael Van Buren's first career touchdown throw comes in Sanford Stadium. Carson Beck back to work. A perfect ball in stride across the middle. Dylan Bell is spinning. They have built quite the rapport in the last 2 years. It's 23 more from the junior from Houston.
One of the favorite targets for Georgia over the past couple of seasons. Hasn't seen as many looks early on in this year. Able to catch one nicely over the middle.
Do-it-all skill player. Flag down here, quick throw, and in some confusion as Lovett was running towards the end zone. Here's more from Kyle Olson.
Illegal shift, offense, left guard, and the motion man were moving at the same time and never reset. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
So they got Dylan Fairchild, who's kind of looking around. He popped up out of his stance while Jurasik was running that return motion. Well, then for move, it just wasn't set while the motion man was moving around. Communication looks like error up front.
Toss to Frazier with Jurasik blocking in front, and Nate gets the edge. True freshman from Compton, California, has looked the part so far.
A pin and pull. Get your big man, the screen out there. Just nicked that DB, but it was more than enough for Nate Frazier to get downfield. toss sweep into the boundary. That is a staple of the Georgia offense.
Second and short. On the Mississippi State side of the field now. Beck throws underneath. Good catch by Etienne. Puts his foot in the dirt and gets the first.
Blocking two with Lawson Lucky and Jurasic out in front. A couple of big bodies in front of your running back.
Now Beck rolls, throws end zone. Bell! Yes! There are flags down. As it stands, it's a 31-yard touchdown.
Holding, defense, that penalty's declined. Touchdown's good.
There's been plenty of talk, Stinch, about what Georgia doesn't have. Dylan Bell has been terrific in the first half of the season.
Great concentration on the back end of the end zone to high point this football, get his left toe tapped down in bounds.
It is his fourth touchdown catch of the year, and he has 49 catches in the last two seasons. And Buren throws, that's way too high for Craver there. On 2nd and 10, again takes a shot down the field. Incomplete. Kevin Coleman was trying to fight for the football, but Julian Humphrey wouldn't let him.
Singled up to that side of the field. Another shot opportunity. That time Humphrey was in phase, step for step with Kevin Coleman. Far and away the most productive receiver for Mississippi State. First time that we've seen him targeted on a downfield shot.
And Buren throws short, but threw it behind Booth. And it's a quick 3 and out, but there's a flag down in the backfield.
If he completes that ball, they had it. That screen was set up. That was at least a first down, maybe more. Watch the flag in the backfield.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense, number 10, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Kirby Smart is furious with Damon Wilson.
As he should be. I mean, it's obvious. This isn't like one of those where you're already laying out. But the ball's gone. Don't hit it. The white hat is standing right there. The head referee is in charge of the quarterback. That's exactly who he's watching. That's an easy call and a stupid penalty.
A fresh set of downs as Mississippi State's offense was running to the bench. Georgia's front has not let Devon Booth do anything.
The rushing attack for Mississippi State has not gotten going. Anything else? The one thing that has got Mississippi State up is the shot downfield. It's the passing game, very surprisingly, where there have been yardage generated. The run game, Georgia has largely controlled the line of scrimmage.
And those 8 yards are on 11 attempts. It's Craver. Got past Dan Jackson, but run out of bounds after a minimal gain.
I mean, Dan Jackson is a missile. He showed up, flashed on the film last week versus Auburn. Watch 17 come screaming downhill. Pulls the trigger. Great job by his defensive teammates and rallying to the football. Another 3rd and long. Mississippi State has averaged almost 9 yards to go on this down.
Georgia bringing pressure Van Buren throws in front of Craver as he was collapsing with the pocket. Carson Beck, what are your thoughts on him so far?
Well, you see the numbers, and obviously the air yards was pushing it downfield last week was not as successful on those downfield throws. And you think Mississippi State, coming into this game, quarterbacks were having inordinately good days versus this defense.
Beck keeps it, confuses a few people. Smith runs under it.
This used to be a staple under Mark Richt. From the hidden ball, you fake the handoff on the end around. And I don't know why the fans are booing, because I guess they think that Mississippi State's trying to slow them down. But Arian Smith is also shaken up after that catch.
Nate again, a first down run. 4 on first down, 6+ on second. Etienne is back in, now in shotgun formation. Back to the quick game. Bell twisted the wrong direction and lost yardage. Rilo Lanier on the tackle.
Spun into the tackle, didn't he? Dylan Bell, that's a heck of a tackle by Lanier. Now look, he had it. Oh, man, just keep going. Spun right back into Lanier. He's on the ground. Almost invited the tackle. Did Lanier a favor coming back to him.
And now on second and long after a loss of 3, Cash Jones back in the Georgia backfield. He took the snap there and then handed it to Beck, and then Beck threw it to Delp. And Oscar is near the goal line. You get all that?
It was a real subtle shift, especially after all those big explosion shifts. To see Cash Jones and Beck, he just kind of slid over.
And that is the 2-minute timeout.
A little trickery. I saw the hidden ball trick, and Carson Beck able to get out on the edge. And he's got Georgia knocking on the doorstep. Yeah,
inside the 1 on a first and goal from there. Etienne behind a big offensive lineman / fullback. Fake to Etienne to the end zone. Touchdown, Lucky. But there is a flag down. It is on Mississippi State.
Holding, defense, number 3. Touchdown's good.
Did you ever get to do what Micah Morris just did at fullback?
Yeah, when I was 11 years old at Mountain Park Athletic Association. Big Micah Morris getting in there. And, you got to be thinking, here comes a downhill run. Buys everybody's eyes. You saw it. Look, see big 56? One of these is not like the others. It's 330 pounds. That'll get the defense's attention. Just enough to distract from the tight end and Lawson Lucky. He was attached at the end of the line of scrimmage. He is not run blocking. He is catching a touchdown pass in the back of the end zone.
When you're the next guy, they want to compare you to the last guy. And Lucky's got some Bowers-ish traits, but he is his own solid SEC performer. Carson Beck raved about him yesterday. He comes up to me after every play and says what he sees. And they've got great communication there between Mike Bobo, the offensive coordinator, Carson Beck, the quarterback, and Lawson Lucky, the tight end, to extend the lead. 3rd and 1 for Mississippi State. Van Buren will keep it and get it. He gave himself up right past the 35.
He did not get it by much. I mean, it's definitely a first down, but Not by much. And actually had a little bit more room. You could see Van Buren as he slid, turned around to look to make sure he got it.
It was Mississippi State's first third down conversion of the game. And Michael, a good ball there to Coleman. Coleman dancing, gets in there. First down up to the 46. He's caught a pass in 23 straight.
We talked about him a little bit early, Kevin Coleman, coming into this game, 28 catches. Each of his stops, he's been in a bunch of places. He has been a prolific pass catcher.
Michael throws the deep ball, but a little miscommunication with Coleman there. Clock stops at 36 seconds. KJ Bolden, that all-world high school prospect, was on Coleman there.
Time trying to affect the passer, speed up his clock as he gets to the bottom of his drop. Glenn Schumann, they have blitzed, meaning they brought more than 5 rushers, 5 or more than they ever have. Most in the conference, nearly 40%.
The low snap, Van Buren's ball is deflected at the line of scrimmage. Mykel Williams back on the field in Athens, limited due to that ankle issue about a month ago, but we've seen him out there effective today.
They had 3 guys blocking Mykel Williams. He wisely got his hand up to get the pass deflection.
On 3rd and 10, Van Buren throws into traffic. KJ Bolden. That is his first collegiate interception.
Van Buren was under pressure. They had Mykel Williams moved inside. You put your best pass rushers over the guard. KJ Bolden, playing as a true freshman, here he is. He's deep center field. Watch the range of number 4. Reads the eyes of Van Buren, knows where he wants to go with it. Almost like the ball was intended for him. And able to get the ball back for his offense with 27 seconds to play in the half.
And a guy that's taken some of his reps so far this year, Stitch, Dan Jackson, was the first one to him. Dan told us yesterday we have to celebrate with each other more. He certainly did it there. Beck back to work, 1st and 10, and it's Evans getting free past the 35-yard line. Georgia still has 2 timeouts. They do get the ball first in the second half. On 2nd and 5, Beck steps up, throws short. Cash Jones out of bounds up near the 48 with 11 seconds left. Nick Mitchell pushed him out. Harrison Beck is over 300 yards passing once more here. Give his field goal kicker a chance. Jones gets down near the 37 with 4 seconds to go in the half, and Peyton Woodring wants to try it. He's on the field, just waiting for Coach Smart to tell him it's your time. Bo Gardner to snap it, Beck to hold it. And Woodring hooked it. First miss of the season, but had plenty of leg. Georgia carrying a 27-10 lead into the locker room. And they will get the ball to start the 3rd quarter.
As you mentioned, kind of an inauspicious start offensively, but able to find their footing. Defense has been smothering on the run defense element of it. Gave up a couple of big plays. Mississippi State was able to overcome a penalty there on their end, able to get on the board. Look at those numbers, 27 to 34, north of 300 yards. That's a career high for just 1 half of play. It'll be interesting to see how Georgia chooses to deploy their offense here in the second half. It's more of the same from a passing standpoint, because as we mentioned, quarterbacks coming into their games with Mississippi State, they complete north of 80% of their passes.
to the field, and Alyssa sends Arian Smith off the line of scrimmage. Good to see him back in the game. Pumps to Smith, throws to Yarosik down the sideline, and a first down.
So now you play off of it. We talk about the horizontal passing game. You motion Arian Smith out there. He bluffs a screen, and you end up getting Yarosik on a screen and go. He acts as if he's going to block and releases downfield.
Stanford transfer picked up 29 there. 6 passes of 20 plus. Make it 7. Arian Smith isn't tackled and scores. Lanier had arms on him, didn't wrap him up, and Smith gets a 42-yard touchdown.
Taylor, I don't know what Lanier was doing at the end of that play. There's a likelihood Smith ends up in the end zone anyway with his momentum, but he's running open, but Lanier is in position to make that play, and just, I don't know if he thought he dropped the football. Odd ending to what was otherwise yet another explosive downfield passing play for the Georgia offense.
Those are 30 completed passes by Carson Beck today. That's a career high. And he's thrown 15 straight completions.
Coach Smart talked about being in rhythm. Look at this ball. Smith does a good job. I don't know what Lanier's doing right there. He clearly caught the football. Watch number 3. After Smith, who clearly caught this ball, I don't know if he thought he was already in the end zone. I think maybe there's a chance Lanier thought that. Oh, that is as odd of an ending of to a play as I've seen in a long time.
Van Buren, short throw, completed ball to Mosley. Mosley, the junior from Vince Dooley's High School in Mobile, Alabama, McGill-Tulane. On 2nd and 7, Booth, not much. Been that story all day for Booth. He just has 5 attempts and 8 yards rushing, and as a team, Mississippi State has 14.
See Georgia substituted quickly to get their pass rushers on the field. Damon Wilson out there, Michael Williams out there, Jalen Walker on the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd and 7, incomplete. Was looking for Seydou Traore, but a flag came in there late.
Pass interference, defense, number 18. The ball be placed in the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
That's a good call. I mean, he's got his left arm obviously engaged, restricting Traore's left arm.
Teaching moment for the true freshman from Salem, Virginia. Watching practice the other day, he was everywhere. Kirby Smart's defense. Over the top, complete. And Coleman, after the run, gets into Georgia territory, where he was tackled by Dalen Everett. And about as loud a moment as Van Buren's had, the play clock's running out.
Delay game, offense, 5-yard penalty.
And that was what Kirby Smart was talking about with the crowd impacting the young true freshman there.
Yeah, give that to the Sanford Stadium crowd. And it's been engaged all afternoon. They have answered the call and made it really difficult for the Bulldogs offense to operate.
Chaz Chambliss unblocked. A flag comes in at the end.
Yeah, he got all of it. This is a face mask penalty. And then some. Chambliss knew it. It's 30 yards and penalties on this drive.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 32, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. Number 0 of the offense may remain in the game.
I mean, pop the helmet off, the whole 9 yards. That's definitely getting your money's worth on a face mask penalty. So you think about the defense, you get the PI, and linebacker with Cole, now Chambliss.
Chaz is going to be allowed to do that as an MMA fighter, which is in his future, evidently. Daniels sideways, hadn't seen him sweep much today, and he gets a yard. Dan Jackson.
I mean, the Sanford Stadium crowd has been conditioned on these perimeter runs. Watch 17 come flying into your frame here. Boom.
Team leading tackler, 6-year walk-on, and the heartbeat of Georgia's defense in 2024. On 2nd and 8, Van Buren wants to throw it out the back. Does. First down throw. He finds his big tight end, Traore, again. Inside the 20, Daniels getting free. Touchdown. Georgia could have been off the field twice on 3rd downs, 2 personal fouls, kept the drive going, and Johnny Daniels makes them pay on a 19-yard touchdown.
Mississippi State. You come out, you get punched right away. Big shots, give up points, and you're able to capitalize. Great job getting to the edge. Jalen Walker gets hung up inside. Malachi Starks with another missed tackle. And Daniels able to get in the end zone.
Jeff Levy's Mississippi State Bulldogs have the hardest 2-game challenge any team has faced in college football, and they're never going to stop fighting.
Hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out.
In the past, you were just instructed by the coordinator and the head coach. Now, look at the iPad. Look at the mistake we made here, and this is how we correct it. Welcome to 2024.
Yeah, before you had at least a little bit of time, right? You could say, all right, here's what happened. And like, oh, okay. Then they watch the film. That's not what happened. Well, now it's real time. Here, come here. Let me show you.
Carson Beck's historic day will continue at the 25-yard line. Beck has had a terrific day throwing, 392 yards passing, and 30 of 37 are his numbers in completions and attempts, which means he just, for the moment at least, passed Jaden Daniels, second all-time in completion percentage in SEC history. Number 1 is Mac Jones from Alabama, 74.3, but Beck is number 2 at the moment. Flips it around. This is Evans. Evans, the kick returner, turned wide receiver, pushed out of bounds. Touchdown saving tackle by Hunter Washington.
I mean, Evans is fast. I'm wondering, how fast is Drew Bobo? Look at 74. Escorted down the field. Look at the big man. He's faster than his dad. I promise you that.
That was Mary Beth and Kirby Smart's ring bearer running down the field. Evans again. And now that is another completion for Beck. That's 16 in a row. And there's big Drew Bobo, Mike's son.
Trying to get downfield and pick up another block.
Frazier. First down, Georgia, inside the 12.
You see those explosive plays. Not a lot of explosive run plays. And coming into this game, really quiet. Only 5 rushes of 20 yards or more coming into this contest. Able to find ways to get that ball out on the perimeter and pop a few runs downfield.
Cash Jones in the game. Back to work. Surveys and throws a pick. Diego Brumfield, he threw it right to him.
That's a bad decision by Carson Beck. Wanted to get it to Lawson Lucky. Brumfield is in front of Lucky, threw it right to him.
Ends a streak of 16 straight completions for Beck.
Mississippi State defensively finding a way to get those takeaways. Stop what was otherwise a promising drive.
Senior transfer from Memphis gives the ball back to Mississippi State. Might be thinking about Georgia and Texas playing next Saturday night in prime time in Austin. Keep thinking about Georgia playing Mississippi State right now today in Athens. Mississippi State drives down the field, scores a touchdown, and then Diego Brumfield picks off Carson Beck in the end zone. And Van Buren and the Dogs have it back. Throw across the middle and a good one to Akari that caught the touchdown pass earlier. That's 14 more.
Yeah, right now, Georgia mistakes, miscues, keeping the Mississippi State Bulldogs in it. You think about a couple of defensive penalties that previous drive to keep it alive. And then, of course, the turnover in the end zone.
Van Buren, deep ball, throws it in there, and Coleman caught it. Perfect ball over the shoulder of Kevin Coleman.
What a throw. I mean, look at this ball. Drops it right in there, working against Aguero. Take another look at that one. Oh, his left foot may have caught the boundary. Looks like they may be.
Stands, it's
Ruling on the field was a completed catch. That play is under video review.
It stands as a 42-yard catch, but you're right, the toe portion of that foot looked like it might have touched the white. Our friends Jim Laborde and Randy Watkins will get to watch this.
So, yes, his right foot was in bounds, but he hadn't gained possession of the football just yet. Boom. Left foot. It didn't look like he had possession with the right foot down, and that left foot may have caught the boundary.
The crazy thing is if you just put your toe down, you're inbounds. But if you put the heel down and then the toe, you're out of bounds.
Yes. That's what they'll say. Or even if it's toe to heel, that's a continuation.
Let's see what Mr. Olson says.
After video review, the ruling on the field stands. First down.
Another big play given up. You think about the passing game, obviously it was ruled a completion on the field incidentally, and you're going, I don't know that I did not see enough to say that right foot was not in contact with the field when he made the catch. Another explosive passing play from Mississippi State. A beautiful ball from Van Buren.
And now a true freshman's thrown for over 200 yards against this stout Georgia D. And he hands to Booth. Booth is stopped by big Xavier McLeod. Second and 10. Booth gets free. First and goal, State. Stark saved the touchdown. space. Coleman tackled open field by the freshman, KJ Bolden.
Decided not to try the interior again. Try to get the ball out in space, make the defense make a tackle. KJ Bolden, the true freshman, able to come up and deny the score.
What does Jeff Levy call on a 4th and goal with a couple of yards to go?
I like that previous play call. There just has not been a lot of running room, even when you could formation the defense to be wider. A lot of bodies tackle to tackle.
Van Buren just gets it off. The 4th down throw is a good one and a touchdown to Devon Booth. That was a heck of a catch from the Utah State transfer on a ball that was thrown behind him, maintaining his balance.
Just no one accounting for Booth out of the backfield. It looked as if Raylan Wilson in his linebacking spot would have had the coverage assignment, and yet again a wide open receiver in the end zone.
Georgia came out blasting out of the locker room to make it 34-10. And Mississippi State answers with back-to-back 75-yard touchdown drives and an interception in the end zone in between. Hail State is not going away. Beck has had a clean pocket most of the day, and he throws another good ball, this one to Lovett. Then Dom gets past the 45, a 19-yard completion.
That's not been a difficulty for the Georgia offense this afternoon. The downfield passing has come alive.
Beck, Lovett right out of his arms. Wide open again.
Only 2 rushing attempts in the second half.
There's a third. ETN tackled in the backfield. Travion Williams.
That's a great job by Williams, just defeating the block of Dylan Fairchild. ATN's trying to stretch that ball, bounce it out. Big 3rd down now. 10+ yards to go for the Georgia offense.
Carson has time, throws into traffic, incomplete. That was a dangerous ball. Arian Smith almost grabbed it. Hunter Washington and others were right there.
Arian Smith had to come back for that football. Carson Beck had to fit it into that window. Now Hunter Washington, if he puts it in front of Arian Smith, it's a pick.
Well, Brett Thorson joked last year that he sort of played for Georgia. This is his first punt today. He's hilarious on social media. They've used him a ton this year. 6 punts against Kentucky. And a fair catch at the 19-yard line. 24 games in a row without a positive yard on a Thorson punt. Down to Alyssa. It's really working, Alyssa, as you saw in the graphic there. 8 for his last 8. Keeps the football here. Doesn't get much. Ran right into Malachi Starks.
You said it though, Taylor. You're right. 8 for 8. Dialed in now. As Alyssa reported, a lot of coaching that Van Buren gets between these series. You see him certainly. Blake Shapen on the sideline. Arm in the sling. Getting him back now. Van Buren having to grow up real time.
They're going to let the clock run out to the 4th quarter. If Mississippi State can score on this drive, it's a 1-possession game.
It's turned into a real hootenanny. This thing you thought was going to go the other direction. of a sudden you got ourselves a bowl game.
Mississippi State won that quarter, and they're down 10. It is a picturesque day that's turning into nighttime in Athens, and the game is still on the line as Mississippi State has the football after winning the third quarter with 2 consecutive touchdowns. 34-24 in Sanford Stadium. Michael Van Buren was terrific in that quarter, completing 8 in a row. It's a 2nd and 8 to start the fourth. Throwing, completing, nice catch past the 35 by Traore. Across the middle on a slant is dropped. Malachi Starks got his hand in there as the true freshman Craver couldn't corral it. Van Buren, the pocket collapse, flags are everywhere. Threw it into the Georgia bench.
It's going to be a hold on the left tackle versus Ingram Dawkins, who just bull rushed him back.
There is no foul for holding. Result of play, 3rd down.
I don't know what that means. I don't know how it isn't holding. So it's right here. I don't know that I've ever. I don't know how that isn't holding. I've never seen a holding penalty flag picked up. Regardless, might have declined it anyway to force a 3rd down.
Just 5 seconds left on the play clock. Got it off. Throws. And it's complete. Coleman got it. Starks made the tackle. It's 4th and 2 for Jeff Levy on his own side of the field, and his offense is staying out there.
A wholesale substitution for Georgia now, sending the big bodies back in there. Had the pass rushers in on the previous down. The ball came out quickly.
Look at the communication there between Levy and his true freshman quarterback, Van Buren. Clearly talking into his helmet on this 4th and 2.
Last time they were able to get the back out of the backfield.
Fake the run, throw it. Traore, easy first down into Georgia territory. He's been the go-to guy in the second half.
How about this? Get Traore, easy completion. Really well-designed play to get him out and open just off the edge. High percentage throw.
Justin Ball, the old Vandy tight end, with a block there. Still sticking with Daniels, and Daniels, with flags coming in, gets past the 35.
Johnny Daniels carried to the Georgia 35 with 1st down yardage with 2nd flag.
Holding. Offense, number 75. 10-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
So that's on left guard, Jacoby Jackson right here. And Georgia stemmed the front late again. I'm going to say he held, second level. Looked like he was holding Braylon Wilson. Didn't have to. He had him covered up. Didn't need to do it.
Jeff Levy is clearly laying a foundation for Mississippi State's identity for years to come. 2nd and 16. Van Buren's ball is deflected at the line of scrimmage. Xavier McLeod got his hand up there.
That time able to get good push inside by McLeod. He's really kind of almost standing on the toes of the quarterback. If you can't get there, get your arms up. He's kind of swallowed that ball.
Bulldogs are 1 of 9, as you see there on the screen, on third down today, and this is third and almost Atlanta.
Jalen Walker right here at the bottom of your screen.
Just tried to shovel it ahead, and right at the feet of Dan Jackson. Damon Wilson applied the pressure, and Dan Jackson had no idea that Van Buren was about to do that. He wanted the pick.
Ingram Dawkins, another nice rush inside. Wilson almost got there. You're right. Dan Jackson thought, oh man, I wish he got more on that ball. He thought he was going to be able to shoot up there and make a play. Georgia offensively, they're looking to sustain a drive, put points back up on the board, get a little more breathing room. Only a 2-possession game here in the fourth quarter.
Toss to Frazier, and immediately another tackle for loss by Hunter Washington. That's 5 for State today.
That's a whiff by Jurasik. He's coming out there to block the edge defender, the forced defender. He just whiffs, keeps moving. That ends up making the play, negative yardage play to start the series.
Loss of 2 by Frazier. Etienne comes back in the game. That's Smith leaving the line. Beck gets out of there, will run, doesn't do much of that, and gets up to the 25 to make it third and manageable.
Protection broke down inside out. Beck had to come off his spot almost right away. Wisely was able to just pick up some positive yards to get it to a third and manageable.
To get past the 29 to move the chains. Underneath ball and a good grab made by Lucky for a first down.
Good hands catch by Lawson Lucky.
On 2nd and 5, Beck, that's dropped. As Humphreys tried to bring it to his body, it'll be 3rd and 5, and if you were watching some overtime thrillers in the Big Ten, we welcome you to Athens. As Humphreys was thinking about the yardage after the catch there. And it's been tight. Georgia did have a 34-10 lead to start the third quarter after an early second-half touchdown, but the Mississippi State Bulldogs answered with 2 touchdowns of their own, and they forced a 3rd and 5 here. And on that slant, another good ball by Carson Beck to Dylan Bell. First down, Georgia.
Just drove that ball in there. Well placed. Dylan Bell. 5-step slant. Boom. Got Dominic Lovett underneath. Good conversion that time on a 3rd down.
It has been the passing game today, Matt, for Georgia. Carson Beck with 438 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. He has thrown 2 interceptions. Haven't seen the ground game really get established. That's one of Etienne's better runs today.
It's been a quiet second half, to say the least, on the ground. Well, the first half, Etienne not only got some looks as a rusher, 7 carries, now 8. In the first half, 6 catches out of the backfield. They used him actually lined up out on the perimeter numerous times.
They only have run it 5 times in the whole half. This is a 2nd and 1. And it's Frazier moving the chains into Bulldogs territory down to the 40.
That's a good physical run by Nate Frazier.
The other is Georgia. Is there a different level this team needs to get to achieve their postseason dreams? And 2nd and 5, Etienne dances, and it works, and it's a first down near the 25.
A hard-earned run by Etienne. We'll call it 3 broken tackles. Stone Blanton runs through that one. Another trigger. able to step through that one. He ran out of real estate, getting all the way out to the outside. And we talk about, that Mississippi State drive previously took up some time in a two-possession ball game, and now Georgia, with this established possession, they're eating out. This is their 11th play of the drive, just eating it up, over 6 minutes of clock.
Etienne, tackled by Stone Blanton.
He's been very busy. They've asked a lot of him as well, controlling the middle of that defense.
Beck on second down, wide open ball, inside the 10. It'll be first and goal as Bell gets extra yardage down to the 4.
Look at the cushion. Beck looks out there and he's going, let's see, I got a 7-yard cushion. DB's in his back pedal right now. Kelly Jones even got turned around in that coverage.
Carson Beck threw for a career-high 439 against Alabama. Well, that's over with. He's thrown for 459 today, and also a career-best 36 completions.
They definitely leaned heavily on their quarterback play. Multiple times making changes even at the line of scrimmage.
That's Frazier. Took a couple of hits and stayed up and got down to the 1 where Blanton grabbed his legs.
And Jeff Levy is standing on the 10-yard line.
Mark him down actually at the 2. Mississippi State's going to call timeout here. And we'll take it with them. Georgia up 10 and knocking on the door. Carson Beck, a career high in yardage and completions today, has led Georgia to this 10-point advantage. But Mississippi State has been fighting tooth and nail, leaving everything out there on the field. A ton of young players have hung around. Head coach Jeff Levy is coaching his team up through this 2-game difficult stretch at number 1 Texas, at number 5 Georgia. No team in college football has gone on the road 2 straight weeks and done that. He said, it will never get harder than this. And his team certainly hasn't flinched, but they're up against a 2nd and goal for Georgia as they're inside the Mississippi State 2. That's Frazier, and hit immediately, falling ahead to the 1. 3rd and goal. Etienne's back there now. Beck rolls, throws, incomplete. He was looking for Delp. He's facing pressure. It's 4th down.
They went play action, trying to get that ball in there to Oscar Delp, and Stone Blanton undercut, got in front of that football. That's a couple of throws now that we've seen in the end zone where the defender's able to get in front of the receiver, and Georgia says they're going.
And they're the best in the country at doing it. 9 for 10 this year, 1 for 1 today.
We got big Micah Morris in the backfield at fullback.
Give it to Etienne to follow Morris. He can't get in there. Oh, yes, he can. Extra effort. Mississippi State had him stopped in the backfield, but his big friends helped him through. Let's check on this flag. Discussion here. There's an injury down on the field as well.
Penalty flag was thrown in the end zone. There were injured Mississippi State players playing.
There are 2 fouls after the play. Unsportsmanlike conduct, offense, number 73. Unsportsmanlike conduct, defense, number 21. Those fouls offset. Result of play is a touchdown.
Xavier Truss and Hunter Washington. That was 16-play, 81-yard drive, Matt. And there is Truss and Washington.
Yeah, what did Washington do? Didn't look like Washington did much.
Mississippi State had Georgia in the backfield there, Matt, and ETN and friends had some extra effort to get in the end zone.
Great job by ETN. Once again, a loose hat, not well blocked. Ernest Green was beat underneath, that time from the left side. Previous run was Oscar Delp from the right side. Great job by Mississippi State. They got the penetration, but ETN, with his effort, able to find his way into the end zone.
We saw Kedrick Bingley Jones go off for Mississippi State, injured on the play. And it's now 41-24.
Well, ETN, what Kirby Smart say, it's the tough yards. Boy, he got him and muscled his way into the end zone. Statement drive by the Georgia Bulldogs.
One of the things, though, that stands out to me the most, despite what the scoreboard looks like at this point, is the energy that is constantly on the sidelines for this Mississippi State team coming out of the locker room at halftime. These guys are so juiced up. You can tell they love each other. They love this staff. And they're really taking building this program up from the bottom very seriously.
Good ball across the middle by Van Buren to Coleman. How about the experience that Michael Van Buren is getting on the road in Austin and on the road in Athens? That's 18 more.
Just the way that he's executing within this offense. It came into the game and it thought, all right, so they're going to do their best to keep it on the ground, throw it when you had to, and they did on all those third and longs. Second quarter, they opened it up.
Haven't seen him take off much today, but does there and shows the wheels. Got a late little hit there from Dan Jackson. Kirby Smart had his visor come off there.
No, he didn't know. He said he thinks it's one of his own. I don't think he knew that was Van Buren.
Van Buren not on the same page there, incomplete. 2:34 to go in the game. Michael will finally get some home starts. He did play against Florida after Chapin went down, and watch out, Texas A&M, who isn't playing this week. They're going to be in the top 12 or 13 in the country going to Stark Vegas next week at 4:15 Eastern time to take on a confident Michael Van Buren.
That's a good way to put it. No question. You take a great deal of confidence, at the very least, out of this performance.
Sideline ball. And Coleman, nice tackle made there by C.J. Allen. 4th and 1. State's 2 for 2 today. They're 3 for 3. Traore out the back door.
Another well-designed play.
Mississippi State is out of timeouts, but they do have the 2-minute timeout. Van Buren will give himself up, and we are inside that 2-minute timeout. Georgia's going to improve to 5-1 on the season, but they have had to fight for it against Hail State today. Kirby Smart is looking for his 28th straight win at home, which dates back to 2019. 56 straight weeks in the top 10. He's had to coach him up for 60 minutes today. We're 58 minutes in, Van Buren wants to throw it to the end zone. It's out of bounds. Caught by Ellis Robinson, the fourth. Freshman from New Haven, Connecticut.
Heck of a catch. But not in bounds. Kind of hung that one up a little bit. Third down here for Mississippi State. There's Ellis Robinson. Visor's a little foggy. A little moist towelette. Get that thing open up. I don't know how you see the ball.
Play clock running down. Got it off. Van Buren again takes a shot to the end zone. Caught. What a catch by Akari. He had Humphrey draped all over him. 35-yard touchdown.
Yet another single coverage, and Van Buren just drops one in there. I mean, this kid. How about Mississippi State offensively? They have not been scared. They continue to throw punches. They have pilloried some of these shots downfield, the Georgia secondary.
When Mississippi State lost 41-17 to Toledo, you thought, man, this is the worst team in the SEC. They're going to go 1-11. This team is going to be dangerous the rest of the way. How about this catch?
And the blitz pickup. Once again, Julian Humphrey, just singled up on the outside.
Van Buren's had a heck of a second half, Stinch. 190 yards passing and 2 touchdowns and over 300 yards for the game.
What a ball. And great job by Akari staying on that football. Julian Humphrey, a couple times this year, he has a hard time locating where the football is in man coverage. And Akari finds his way into the end zone again. This Mississippi State offense, coming into the game, they're running the ball like 40 times a game, trying to shorten games, be complimentary in the football. And instead, in the second quarter, they started to open things up, and you can literally see this offense gaining confidence. The wide receivers repeatedly hitting shots downfield.
It's victory formation for Georgia unless Mississippi State recovers this onside kick. Nick Barmira, the punter, to try it. But Georgia calls timeout to look at the way State is lined up. First thing I asked you today was, did you agree with the thought that Georgia had another gear to get to? And you said yes. Any of those questions answered today for you?
Well, I gotta say, they're in this half even. You're sitting there going, all right, if it's not for two personal foul penalties, pass interference, then a face mask penalty, Mississippi State doesn't get that scoring drive. But then they get a pick and go right down the field. It's the explosive plays that give you pause. Now, from a passing standpoint, you got to love what Georgia's been able to do in this game. The rushing attack has been largely non-existent. There's all kinds of areas where you're going, I don't know what you point to.
You see the kick time for Vandy and Kentucky coming up here in 7 minutes. Barmira gets the big bounce, but a nice catch made by Bell. There are flags down.
Back in the 35 of State.
Offside, kicking team, a penalty supply, first down.
Victory formation for Georgia in a 41-31 win. But the can't be more impressed with the team that lost by 10 today.
You're not kidding. I mean, this is a team where it looked like, all right, Georgia's going to have to play to keep this opponent, Mississippi State, in the game. And for a moment, you thought that was the case. But no, as this second half wore on, Mississippi State earned their way into this margin. Even had a shot to tighten it up.
So Georgia improves to 5-1 on the season, and you see Levy's team is 1-5, but they host number 15 Texas A&M next Saturday. You and I will be there at 4:15 Eastern on SEC Network. Then they play Arkansas, still Mizzou and Ole Miss to come out. Meanwhile, the Georgia Bulldogs are 5-1 at number 1 Texas. College game day there next Saturday. Then 2 weeks later, it's in Jacksonville to play the Gators. At Ole Miss on November 9th. Hosting Tennessee November 16th. As tough a 4-game stretch as any team will play this season. And you wonder if what you saw today is good enough for victory moving forward.
I'll tell you what, you think about those 3 passing offenses that you're going to be facing, and obviously teams that also run the football, but specifically you look at Texas and some of the talent that they have out wide. It'll be interesting to see with the difficulties that Georgia had, especially defensively in this game, in the downfield passing game.
Michael Van Buren with 306 yards passing today and 3 touchdowns. Terrific effort for the true freshman in Sanford Stadium. Carson Beck threw for a career-high 459 yards, and Georgia had a season-high 609 yards. For all the Stinchcombs, all the Schofields, all the Zarzers, for Adam Coppinger, for Greg, for everybody else in the truck, terrific job today. Appreciate Russ Moore back in his home state of Georgia, Kevin Maloney, the best in the business with the stats, and Jonathan, and everybody else up here in the booth. We appreciate all of you. For Matt Stinchcomb and Alyssa Lang, I'm Taylor Zarzer. Georgia survives Mississippi State and wins 41-31. We'll send it over to Tom Hart, Jordan Rogers, and Cole Kubelik in Lexington for Vandy and Kentucky SEC Saturday night.